The belly has a voice. People do not hear it. Ice has memory too. People do not hear that either. I am a penguin. I have no name. Because where we come from, names are not very useful. The wind calls us. The cold recognizes us. Hunger separates us. But in the world of humans, everything has a name. War, freedom, security, the market, national interest, operation, investment. And one day the people living far to the east began shooting at each other again. On television they called it the 2026 U.S.-Iran War. At that moment I was standing on a cracking sheet of ice in Antarctica. The sky was gray. The sea looked sick. There were fewer fish. But human wars always change the water first. I heard the first news from the researchers' ship. The hull of the ship smelled like rust. Human voices came from inside. A woman said, "Oil has passed $120. Someone else laughed. "Defense stocks are soaring." Another person said, "If Hormuz closes, the world is finished." I did not know what Hormuz was. Then I learned. It was a narrow strait. The black liquid humans called black gold passed through there. Humans called it oil. Oil was their blood. It moved their tanks, flew their planes, let their factories breathe, and humans were ready to kill each other for a liquid. We penguins fight for fish, but only if we are hungry. Humans go to war even when they are full. When the war began, red letters appeared on television. Breaking news. Humans love these words, as if the world were being shattered anew every day. Missiles rose into the sky. Journalists stood in front of maps. Generals appeared on screens. Experts spoke with serious faces. Energy corridors, deterrence, operational capacity, and strategic balance. No one talked about the children. No one talked about mothers trembling with fear. No one talked about the color of the sea. One night I was swimming behind the research ship. A young soldier was smoking on deck. He opened a video on his phone. A city was burning. The sky was orange. A child was crying. The soldier closed the video. Then he checked the stock market. The shares of oil companies had risen. He smiled. That was the moment I understood the human world. They could grieve and profit at the same time. The war grew. Oil prices rose. Weapons companies expanded. Commentators began saying, "The markets are pricing in the war." When I first heard this sentence, I did not understand it. How could death have a price? Then I understood. Humans measured everything: bread, water, electricity, medicine, time, life, perhaps even pain. One day a black layer of oil washed onto the ice. Far away a tanker had burned. Seabirds were covered in black. A seal was struggling to breathe. Human war had reached the ocean once again. When humans wage war, not only humans die, the sea dies too. The wind too. The silence too. One night the researcher woman was crying. I watched her through the glass. There were graphs on the computer screen. Red lines were rising upward. Oil, weapons, energy, profit. The woman whispered, "The world is going mad." Then she said something else. But for some people, this is a wonderful year. In the human world, war was a disaster for some and a balance sheet for others. Months passed. New words appeared on television. Reconstruction, defense investment, energy security, new markets. Cities had been destroyed, but companies were growing. Humans first destroy each other's homes, then open tenders to rebuild them. I found this very strange. We penguins do not break our nests, because rebuilding is difficult. Humans had turned destruction into economics. One day, a small penguin asked me, "Why do humans fight?" For a long time I could not answer. I could have said because of religion. I could have said because of power. I could have said because of fear. But it would have been incomplete. In the end I said because humans sometimes fight not to protect what they have, but to have more. The little penguin said, "How much more can there be?" I looked up at the sky. I knew there was no end to it for humans. Then the ceasefire came. People celebrated in the streets. Leaders shook hands. Newspapers wrote, "A new era." But the sea was still polluted. Some children were still dead. Some cities were still silent. And some companies were announcing the largest profits in their histories. Even human peace sometimes resembled trade. Now I sit at the edge of the ice. The sky is gray again. The world is a little warmer. There are a few fewer fish. Humans are a little richer and a little lonelier. From far away, new reports are coming. New crises, new enemies, new missiles, new markets. Humans still do not understand. When a war begins, it is not only cities that burn. The sea burns too. The sky too. The future too.